I was just thinking about this, like, if Black Americans are the true indigenous owners of the United States, of this country, of this land, right? That means we owned everything, right? And when the white man came over here, we taught the white man everything that he knows, right? So even though we taught the white man everything that he knows, they were still under our law. So they really couldn't control us. And I don't believe that the white man came over this world and they had guns and they just invaded this country and made us into slaves. I don't believe that. I believe that Black Americans, or who we are in the beginning, before this country got violated, we were powerful and we knew how to control this country. We had this country under a certain program, under a certain structure, and any violators that would come would know that this is the wrong place to fuck with. And I believe when the white people came over here, they saw the power that we had, but at the same time, we still taught them. But we didn't teach the white man everything. We taught them everything they needed to sustain, to be under us. But we didn't teach them everything they know to be above us. So what I believe is that the white man wanted power. The white man wanted to be like the Black indigenous owners of this country. So what they did was they went to Africa and they got Africans and came over here and they started to control these Africans, right? So now you got the white man controlling people that's not even from here, like the immigrants. They controlling people where they working for the white man, and now the white man feels some superior. But at the end of the day, the white man is not superior to the Black indigenous owner. So I believe that the Black people also saw these Africans and they started to work for them too. But the Black Africans, they were slaves all over the United States. But the Black indigenous American owners, when they started owning these slaves, they didn't treat these African slaves like normal slaves. I believe they taught these Africans some things too, right? And I believe that the white man taught them some things too to sustain this earth. But the real meaning of this video is that once the Black indigenous owners of America started sleeping with the slaves, what they did was they was transferring power. This is why I'm going to be real honest with you. I'm going to keep it real. I don't give a fuck. I'm Ajita. Black people really are not supposed to mix breeds at all. Black people are supposed to stay within their own race. We are not supposed to mix DNA. We are not supposed to mix blood. We are not supposed to have babies. We are not supposed to have sex at all with no other breed, because the power that we have, we are not supposed to do that. So when the Black indigenous people of America that owned this country started having sex with the slave, they started transferring power, because these kids that they are creating is not going to have the same equal power as the indigenous owner, because they have now just slept with a slave. Just like right now, if a Black person sleep with a white person, at the end of the day, when that baby is born, that baby is a Black person. Even though one of the parents can be white, but it got Black DNA in them. So that baby is now Black. If you ain't 100% pure white, you ain't white. So when these Black indigenous owners started having sex with slaves, they was transferring their power to the slaves. And I don't know if they was aware of it, or if they wasn't, or was aware of it. So when the indigenous American owners started having sex with these slaves, Now you got the white people that is now having sex with these African slaves. So now you got the black indigenous American owners having sex with these slaves that is now transferring their power to the slaves. Now you got the white man that's having sex with these slaves. Now the white man not only is breeding with these Africans, but now you're going to have mixed breed babies. So now this is why the country that we live in, the world that we live in, is none of these races, a lot of these races are mixed breeds because we started inbreeding with each other, having sex with one another. Now, I truly believe that if the black indigenous American owner would have never slept with these African slaves, we would not be in the situation that we're in now, because the moment that these babies were created, these babies are now slaves. They are now slaves. So I believe that the white man had enough common sense to know, well, wait a minute. If the black indigenous owners is having sex with these slaves, if we can get rid of the owner, these babies can be slaves, because there's no one here to teach them that they are not really slaves if their other half owns the country. So I believe that the white man got into the Africans' head and said, look, if we can get rid of the owners, the indigenous owners, we all can be free, because you had white slaves too. They were slaves. They wasn't slaves like the Africans, but at the end of the day, a white man couldn't do what he wanted to do in the United States without the black indigenous owner knowing about it. So even though the white man was a slave, just like the Africans, they had a little bit more freedom, because the Africans was doing what the white man say do, but the white man had to do what the indigenous say do. So I believe that the white man teamed up with the Africans and said, we can get rid of these indigenous owners. We can take America and we can do what we want to do to it, and we can control it. So the Africans, they were like, sure, why not? Let's do it. Let's get rid of the real owners and we can make the world for how we want it to be. Because how do we know that these white people didn't lie to these Africans on why they was over here? We don't even know what the indigenous told these black people. So when we got into war and we killed all of the majority of the black indigenous owners of this country off, then all the knowledge and wisdom is now gone. The history of this country is now gone, because you have killed the majority of everybody that can give you the information on this country. There is nobody left that can tell you about this country. So once the white man accomplished his goal, and he knew a little bit more than the Africans, then the whites turned on the Africans and said, well, look, we are now your gods. And the babies that you had with these indigenous owners, they are now slaves too. And what they did was, as time went on, the Africans had no choice but to do what the white man say, because the Africans don't know nothing about this country. And by the fact that we are babies, we don't even know nothing about this country. So that's when they start indoctrinating us. That's when the white man started indoctrinating us, lying to us, giving us Bibles and books, and making this country into how they want it. And I believe this is how the enslavement began to happen. Because I believe that at once upon a time we didn't have slaves. And I truly believe that when the white man came over here, that even though they were slaves, they wasn't slaves like working for us in the cotton field. It just that they did not do nothing without the black indigenous owners knowing about it. So it was like, if you working on our land, you were on our land. It ain't nothing that you will or would not do that we ain't going to know about it, because you in our territory. I don't believe that these white slaves was working in the cotton field and all of this stuff. I believe that they did not have a say-so, because they were not the original owner. Everything they do, they had to go to that black man that owns it. They had to tell them yes or no, and they wanted that kind of power. And I believe that this is how slaves became in America and all over the earth. My opinion.